Welcome back. We just did the mailbag, and it's time for us to do our other special feature for this episode, Little Wrestling with the Past, retrospective of SummerSlam in general. Obviously, the pay-per-view is going to be coming up real soon, and I was trying to think of something that we could do this week, and thankfully, no crazy stories happened, so we didn't have to talk about, a wrestler died, or, some big scandal, or whatever. And, what better time to do a Wrestling with the Past? We haven't done one of those in a while. So we're just going to kind of sit back and talk about some of our favorite memories, our favorite matches, some of the best things that have happened on the pay-per-view in the past 25 years, and attractions and whatnot. And just going to kick this right off right now. What do you guys think about the old Undertaker versus Undertaker match, 1994 SummerSlam?
Fun. It was a fun concept for its time. Wouldn't work now, but at the time, TV quality was shitty enough where it worked.
Sure, they could do that now. They just did it with Kane a number of years ago.
Yeah, that was great.
And they did it with Sin Cara's.
Mm-hmm. They bust that story out once in a while, and it was fun. You know what especially was fun about that was the fact they got Leslie Nielsen on.
Yes. Naked Gun is one of my favorite comedies of all time. Like, if it's not my number one favorite, it's got to be number 2 or number 3. And having him walk around backstage and do that kind of shit is amazing. But it was cool to have, Ted DiBiase, I've got the real Undertaker, and Paul Bearer's like, fuck you, I've got the real one, and shit, a weird match, and it was, Chains, I think, from DOA, was the one who was the fake Undertaker? Brian Lee?
Brian Lee, yeah, it was.
I think his name in Disciples of Apocalypse was Chains, because 8-Ball was the bald guy, and I don't remember who the other guy was. Skull? Or something? I don't know. Fuck those guys. But I always thought that was a pretty cool concept, and back in 1994, it was a cool way to, have Undertaker take his time off and then come back and do something really big and important, The other Undertaker match that comes to my mind when I'm thinking SummerSlam, Boiler Room Brawl. 1996 against Mankind. That match was fucking great, too.
Hell yeah. That's a great SummerSlam in general. That match was on there, main event of Shawn Michaels and Vader. The peak of the summer of Shawn and one of his biggest people that he had to go against yet. It was a
literally
really great
and
show.
figuratively.
Mm-hmm.
One of my, I think Bret Hart versus British Bulldog took place at SummerSlam, didn't it? That match was fun.
That was 92.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a
match.
Fun, yeah, check that match out. It's very interesting, too, because Bret actually had to call the match, which he normally doesn't do. Just because of how coked up and fucked up British Bulldog was.
And that was so weird for that to go on last. And that, huge ovation for that. And then, of course, it kind of fizzles out and doesn't end up being really worth it all that much in the end. But very cool seeing that happen. I'm sure that all the people there were just, going fucking bonkers with British Bulldog winning the title there. But if you look back at, the older ones, I don't know. I mean, back in the day, I'm sure they were amazing, but I can't really sit and watch them. I was going to actually go back and watch the first SummerSlam 2 nights ago. I was just do I really want to sit through, these tag matches and stuff? And especially when it comes to 89 with Zeus and Randy Savage. I'm not watching this. And
Zeus is great.
I don't think I would look back on that match and enjoy it too much.
Well, maybe you should actually watch it and find out. Give it the Sheamus effect.
Oh, if Sheamus was fucking in that match, that'd be even better.
What about after Sheamus versus Zeus?
Sheamus and Brutus Beefcake versus Zeus and fucking Kali or something. Or just replace Hogan with Chris Axel.
My favorite SummerSlam match isn't the best match, but I love the story going into it, and it was 2002, the non-sanctioned match with Shawn Michaels versus Triple H. It was Shawn's first match back, and no one knew if he was going to be the same Shawn Michaels, and he ended up being better than the old Shawn Michaels, and his performances just got better and better and better.
That was a cool match. And really, it was a good way for him to just kind of be like, you know what, I'm good. I'm not going to come back with a ton of ring rust. It's not going to be a fake version of Shawn Michaels that can't do shit,
Just, man, that must have been so great for him. He didn't miss a beat. And it just goes to show, how scary good he was.
Was that when he had just the jeans on, or was that when he had that brown set of pants?
He wore the jeans.
Pants was Elimination Chamber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wore jeans and a weird t-shirt with some gym logo on it. And Yeah, then April wore those ugly brown fucking tights and had really awkwardly short hair during the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, that was a terrible look right there.
Yeah,
The jeans are even better.
I think that's like his low as far as appearance goes.
Speaking of Shawn Michaels, another one of my favorite matches from SummerSlam is from 1995, his rematch for the Intercontinental title with the ladder match against Razor Ramon. That was a really good match. I actually kind of prefer that one to the WrestleMania 10 one.
Well, I think the WrestleMania 10 is very overrated, but what it has over others is storytelling.
That's true.
As opposed to what we have now in ladder matches where it's just spot fest, spot fest, spot fest.
Yeah, there was like a legitimate reason for them to do that, and for them to do the SummerSlam one, it was like, all right, well, kind of like, let's pay it back and stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what Shawn Michaels' opus at SummerSlam is? It was against Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
I fucking love that match.
That is one of the funnest matches to watch.
You know what, though? Him overselling Hulk Hogan didn't make it less enjoyable in the moment. It was
it made it better.
Yeah, it was so over the top, and Hogan is so over the top. It was a parody of Hulk Hogan.
It was a full parody of a Hulk Hogan match. It was basically like, you know how like 80s action movies by like the late 90s had gotten to this point where everything was just so fucking ridiculous and like just for laughs? That's what the Hulk Hogan match had become.
I wish that I was watching at this time to be able to see that live.
And the thing is, if anyone was selling him legitimately, it wouldn't have been near as fun. But the fact that Shawn did what he did, because it's hard to make a guy like that entertaining, so you've got to be entertaining.
Man, that match is fucking great. From the very beginning of it, it's just like, I don't know, it's a great way to just kind of shut your brain off and just be like, this is so fucking dumb.
People say they didn't like that heel Shawn Michaels run because it wasn't as edgy, but I thought he was at his cuntiest then. He was great.
Shawn Michaels has so many great moments from SummerSlam. I'm looking at a list of some different topics I prepared ahead of time. Bret Hart and Undertaker in 1997. Shawn Michaels is a special guest referee.
Mm-hmm. That sets up the eventual first Hell in a Cell match.
I know it's not SummerSlam, but there is one from that Shawn Michaels like late heel era. There's one thing that I think he did which was fan-fucking-tastic. Have you guys seen the Raw where he fakes Bret Hart returning?
Yeah, that was great. He's in Montreal or something like that.
Yeah, and he has the music playing, he reacts and just starts laughing. It's great. They fucking bought it hook, line, and sinker.
But I mean, shit, you go back to 1997, you watch that match, that was a great way to transition Undertaker holding the title to Bret Hart. Fucking spit in the face, turns around, nails Undertaker by accident with the chair, and has to count the pinfall, and he's just all pissed.
Think of all the things that play there, too, and think of all those roads eventually led to two very big things. One of them, the Montreal Screwjob at Survivor Series that year, and eventually at Royal Rumble, the casket match where Shawn Michaels breaks his back, nearly ending his career for good.
And, as you mentioned before, the introduction of Hell in a Cell.
All coming out of that match. That is one of the most historically significant matches of all time.
Mm-hmm. And it's a good match, too, from what I can remember.
It's a fantastic match.
In some way, I'm actually glad Shawn did get that injury to his back, because I think it fucking set him straight.
Oh, he might have died if he didn't get it. Not to mention, like, you know, all the stars that we got out of that 98, 99, 2000 period, who knows how many of them would have been held back if Shawn Michaels was still playing the game backstage.
Mm-hmm. Like, I love Shawn Michaels, but he was a cunt.
Mm-hmm.
Then you never know if maybe somebody like Stone Cold would have gotten pissed because he couldn't have gotten that spot. Maybe he makes the jump over to WCW and they end up fucking winning.
Well, speaking of people holding spots, to bring this back to SummerSlam, I have a topic I'd like to bring up about SummerSlam.
Ooh.
Shoot.
All right. Tell me if you notice a pattern here.
I hope it's a pattern I have. Okay, no, it isn't.
2005, in the co-main event, John Cena versus Chris Jericho for the WWE title. 2006, in the main event, Edge versus John Cena for the WWE title. 2007, main event, John Cena versus Randy Orton for the WWE title. 2008, in the co-main event, Batista versus John Cena. 2009 in the co-main event, Randy Orton versus John Cena for the WWE title. 2010, John Cena leads Team WWE against Team Nexus in the main event. 2011, CM Punk versus John Cena for the undisputed WWE title with Triple H as the special guest referee. 2012, CM Punk versus John Cena in the Big Show in a triple threat. 2013, Daniel Bryan versus John Cena for the WWE title. 2014, Brock Lesnar versus John Cena for the WWE title.
I am not seeing
2000.
He lost every match.
No, he didn't.
2015,
Did?
John Cena versus Seth Rollins in the co-main
He
event.
won the one in 2005, and
Sounds
he
like-
won WWE versus Nexus.
Oh, he did. Yeah, that's that time he fucked over Nexus. What a
I thought
cunt.
you were going to bring up another pattern that's in that range, actually. And it's 2010, you had Big Show versus the Straight Edge Society. So Big Show mostly against Punk. 2011, Punk against Cena. 2012, Punk against Cena against Big Show. It was like Punk and Cena and Big Show are all 3 years in a row. It was just kind of like, let's just throw these guys together.
Just shows Big Show staying power.
Yeah, he's pretty big, so
Yeah, no one can move
Show.
him.
10 years straight, pretty much, for John Cena.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And it's, I understand the haters, but at the same time, it's like, you can't blame them for this, Like,
He's being shoved down our throats more than any other top guy.
mm-hmm.
That is an accurate statement. I don't care what people say. Rock's run was not that long. Austin's run on top was not that long. Hogan had a long run, but he was also faded into obscurity over time.
And I mean, I've been liking what John Cena's been doing the past couple of months and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at that list, can you guys remember any of them that really stood out as good? Other than maybe that John Cena Daniel Bryan was good, the John Cena Brock Lesnar was entertaining.
CM Punk and Cena
Punk
was
and-
solid.
Yeah, Punk and Cena was an important match like that.
I
But
the
bet
Nexus and
I bet
WWE
his-
match was good.
He said he wrestled Edge. I bet that was good.
Yeah,
Almost
Edge and
all-
Cena, all their matches they had that year were good.
He might have had a good one with Orton because not all of them were stinkers.
Wait, was the 2005 the triple threat between Cena, Jericho, and Christian? Or was it just Cena? and
No,
Jericho?
that was, I think that was at Armageddon. This was just Cena and Jericho.
Which I don't remember being amazing, but I don't think it was bad.
because I think the Nexus one, the most important part about that whole thing is Daniel Bryan returning.
Oh yeah.
Nothing about John Cena.
He looked so different back then. If you ever gone back and checked that clip, he's just a different human being. His
Yeah.
body's different, his hair is different.
We're talking about Cena or Brian.
Brian.
Cena
Yeah, fuck
looked
Cena.
exactly the same for 10 years.
Yeah, Cena just gets bigger head. The only thing that changes on Cena is his head veins get bigger.
And the color of his shirt,
Yeah.
which now it's puke pumpkin color. When it comes to older ones, kind of bouncing around here all over the place, what do you guys think is kind of the best, I guess you would say, main event that they had from New Generation and before that? Is it something like the Mega Powers and the Mega Bucks where you don't need to have the title on the line, or is it something more along the lines of what was it? It was Diesel against Mabel, I think, after King of the Ring, that kind of a shit, Obviously, I don't expect anybody to pick that one, but
Well, actually, I wasn't going anywhere with that.
I mean, I think you have to go with the 1992 SummerSlam match of Bret Hart and Bulldog. A lot of those early SummerSlam matches were actually really bad. In fact, looking at all of them going through the Hogan run, not very good. Actually, Warrior and Rick Rude was a very good match they had in that steel cage. But all the Hogan ones, I'm looking at this Hogan and Warrior against Slaughter, Mustafa, and General Adnan, with a special guest referee as Sid Justice. That just got the fly swimming around the text on Wikipedia here.
Adding on some terrible television.
Oh my god, that fucking Yokozuna Lex Luger atrocity. Fucking celebrating the count out victory he just fucking
Yes,
won
I
the
lost the
title at
title.
WrestleMania.
So-
Do.
Do you say anything top SummerSlam 2002?
what's the main event for that one?
As far as
yeah,
main events or
Brock
the
Le-
show overall?
Show overall, that was Brock Lesnar vs. The Rock.
Okay, I actually don't think I've seen that pay-per-view.
What else is on the card?
It's Brock versus The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Undertaker versus Testable People, Rob Van Dam and Benoit, the Un-Americans versus Goldust and Booker T, Edge and Eddie, Ric Flair and Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, and I think there was a pre-match for Heat for Spike Dudley for Steven Richards. Which
I don't
So you're
know.
definitely
I'm going to go ahead and say there's at least two of them that are better than that one. I'm going to say 2000 or 1998 are my two favorites. I would probably go at 1998 at the top, but 2000 is up there too. 1998, actually a very easy contender for one of my favorite pay-per-views of all time. You got Undertaker versus Austin in the main event. You got freaking Triple H and The Rock in a ladder match for the Intercontinental title while these guys are climbing up, becoming a huge thing. You got the fucking oddities are on the show. It's just a really, really fun show.
Who did the oddities face? Was it like Los Mariquas or something?
No, it was Kai and Tai.
Kai and Tai.
Yeah.
You see, SummerSlam 2000 I always thought was a two-match card. I didn't think much of like the main event, but obviously the tables, ladders, and chair match was always fucking awesome. And
Was it 2001?
and the Chris Benoit versus Jericho, they had a 2 out of 3 falls match, which was fucking sweet.
Was 2001 where the Evasion storyline was still going on?
Yo, that
Yep.
triple threat main event is probably the best triple threat match of all time. It's great.
Eh.
Go back and rewatch it. It's fucking
All right,
fantastic.
I'll rewatch it. I might have not given it justice.
All right, we're going to pause the podcast real quick while you can rewatch it.
Yo, and fucking Steve Blackman versus Shane McMahon, dude.
Oh shit, that's the one when he come off the Titantron, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh fuck, I forgot about that. Man, that was fucking scary.
Yeah.
The height he dropped from.
There's a reason why they keep using that as like one of those go-to clips. They're just like, yeah, we don't do this kind of shit anymore because we're smarter than that.
Like, Shane left, so yeah, no one else is stupid enough to do it.
So, yeah, 2000 is definitely a contender for the best SummerSlam of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, you've made a strong case for it.
Is there anything that stands out to you guys for non-match moments that have happened at SummerSlam?
Nothing immediately.
Yeah, nothing's coming out of my mind that's like, oh, wow. Besides the whole, like, Leslie Nielsen thing.
Right. Like, I tried thinking, of course I wasn't, I didn't have enough time to watch 26 pay-per-views, but I was doing a quick, like, rundown of what they were, and I couldn't think of anything that stood out, like...
Which is a shame, because they just spent, like, a 6 or 7 year period where they did it every year in Los Angeles because they wanted to, like, put all this celebrity involvement into it and shit.
There's probably stuff that we're totally missing out on, and afterward we'll be like, oh, damn, that one thing that happened, or, but, like, I don't remember any, like, particularly significant promos that have happened, or, like, celebrity spots or something like that, and it's got to be just my memory fading.
I bet The Rock said something funny once.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of maybe something that happened with, like, Miss Elizabeth, or, like, maybe something that, like, Austin did with a celebrity or something. Like, I don't know, like, something had to have happened. I mean, it's SummerSlam. It's supposed to be the second biggest pay-per-view of the year.
You want to talk about fun entrances? Fucking DX's with the tank and shit.
Oh, that was at SummerSlam?
Yeah, they did like a big fucking... I think they got back together for SummerSlam.
That was a cool entrance. That was against Cody and Ted, right?
Yeah. I almost called him the New Day for some reason.
Well, that's how their theme went.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that made sense. I'm not crazy.
So one really, really significant thing happened at a SummerSlam. Owen Hart dropping Stone Cold Steve Austin on his head.
And then WWE dropped him on his head. Circle of life. Yeah. That was going to be that had the weakest roll up in professional wrestling ever. I wouldn't have even I would have kicked out of that. I would have been too embarrassed to take it. I would have preferred to slip on a banana peel.
Benny Hill theme plays.
That completely altered Steve Austin's career, though.
Yeah.
It completely changed his style.
Yeah, he went from a decently technical wrestler to a brawler. But I think that style also fit his character better.
Yeah, I mean, who knows if he would have caught on if he was still doing that old style.
Because the ringmaster certainly wasn't fucking working out. That was a weak roll-up, though. I mean, you can't blame him, but still, it's like... That's got to be one of the weakest finishes to a match ever.
Like Owen's one of those guys that, well, I imagine he's like one of those guys considering how Brett is, who's like big on everything being technically sound. I'd feel embarrassed taking that pinfall. I'm surprised he didn't just kick out.
No, because you just injured somebody, like... You can't be like a dick at that point and be like, not good enough. Get the fuck up, Steve. Like,
oh man, that would have been an awesome gimmick. I mean, you know, I know he laughed about his neck breaking, but like if you went like legit with it.
so I'm looking at WWE.com's list of the greatest moments from SummerSlam, and they've got some odd things that they've listed here. The first thing they put up is Ultimate Warrior demolishes Honky Tonk Man, ending the 18-month Intercontinental Championship reign. Of course, that makes perfect sense. That was monumental.
Yeah, it was a big deal. I totally forgot about that.
But the one that they follow it up with is Miss Elizabeth rips off her skirt to distract the Megabucks.
Oh yeah, that was a big deal. No, it wasn't.
I'm like, what? Okay, well...
Actually, no, it was, because think about... No, listen.
Back in 1988, I mean...
Yeah, think about it, man. You barely had women around at all, and if they did, they were like freaking fabulous moolah. You know, they weren't like freaking darling princesses like Miss Elizabeth, and they weren't doing like, you know, divas calendar shoots like they do all the damn time now. Like, she came out in her full dresses, and like, so for her to rip off a piece and show some like leg or like, you know, her panties or something, like, that's a big deal.
That's some sweet ankle right there.
Yeah, look at the gams on that one.
The gams on that gal. What else they have here? Legion of Doom helped the Hart Foundation defeat Demolition to win the World Tag Team title. Okay. Oh, Virgil beats Ted DiBiase for the $1 Million Championship. Yeah, that went somewhere. After losing a jailhouse match to the Big Boss Man, the Mountie is carried away in a paddy wagon and sent to jail.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a great
I remember that.
I can't believe I didn't think about that. That was a really, really fun thing they did.
What an odd time where they've got an American cop and a Mountie.
And they could actually do a match like that. Like,
was 1991 when Nails was still around?
Ooh, he wrestled at a SummerSlam. Didn't he wrestle against The Undertaker at a SummerSlam?
Something like that, yeah.
You know who had a fantastic SummerSlam match with The Undertaker? Kamala. Oh, God.
You mean that guy with the banana on his chest?
I fucking love that story. Jerry, why do you paint a banana on my stomach?
Let's see here. Oh, shit. Of course, I was sitting there going, well, you know, there's got to be some kind of a moment with Miss Elizabeth. The marriage.
Oh, a match made in heaven.
No wonder I couldn't fucking... I was like, there's got to be something here. It's that. You know, like the biggest thing that Miss Elizabeth has ever done.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that it. But...
Oh, there are those gams.
Yeah, man. Also, there's those photos that Ric Flair had.
What?
You don't know about those photos that Ric Flair had?
I'm drawing a blank on that one.
Oh my gosh. Wago, you know about the photos Ric Flair.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures. It's Ric Flair and fucking Miss Elizabeth by a swimming pool, I think.
No, the pictures never got released. See, that was the deal. Ric Flair was threatening to release them if Macho Man didn't beat him at SummerSlam. Or if Macho Man didn't give him the title match. That's what it was. And then Macho Man did give him the title. We never got to see the pictures. It's one of the biggest letdowns in wrestling history. We don't know who raised the briefcase, and we never got to see those pictures of Miss Elizabeth.
It's all the same person. The same person who attacked Vince McMahon with the McMahon's Millions.
Yo, Ric Flair is like really hard on money right now. He's been selling all of his robes and stuff. He should sell those damn pictures.
Man, I don't remember this part of that story.
It was the main event of WrestleMania 8, dude.
I literally do not remember that at all.
Man, Ric Flair is always dropping to IRS.
Let's see what other things that we have on this list that we didn't go over already. Bret Hart refuses to release the sharpshooter, giving Jerry Lawler the win in 1993.
What? Was that the Kiss My Foot match? No, that was King of the Ring, wasn't it?
That's after King of the Ring.
Those guys had a weird feud.
That's kind of funny considering didn't like Jerry Lawler get fucked over in a similar fashion against Michael Cole?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Huh. Here's the Lex Luger, celebrating the fucking stupid win. Here's a weird thing that they put on this. 1995, Barry Horowitz gets a pay-per-view win over Skip of the Body Donnas.
Oh yeah,
They
dude,
went
because he
nuts
used to
over
be
that.
a jobber.
It was just like, Horowitz wins! Horowitz wins!
Well, yeah, dude. Think about like if fucking like I don't know, like who's a big? They don't even have jobbers anymore, really.
Closest
Yeah,
one to that was
that's a
Colin Delaney back in the day.
That's actually one of the biggest problems in WWE. No one's got anyone to beat up anymore. They just have to beat each other up, and no one gets to be a star.
But I don't know. Yeah, just imagine like Heath Slater came out one week and beat Randy Orton. Like it would be huge.
Yeah.
Remember when Kofi did it? No one gave a fuck.
Oh,
No,
yeah, but they
people
also
were really
had,
hot about it, but then they cooled off really fast.
look what it did for Sean Waltman when he beat Razor Ramon.
Mm-hmm.
That made him right there. I mean, he went from the Kid to the 1-2-3 Kid.
I love how
wow.
I love how he had like so many different names each week, and they're just like, nope, he's the Kid. I don't care. He's got a name.
The Lightning Kid, the whatever. But I mean, hey, 1-2-3 Kid's the reason why he was 6-Pac and X-Pac and had a career.
Has he ever had a 6-pack?
Yeah, dude, he used to be in really good shape.
I'm sure he downed a couple of 6-packs all the time.
Ah.
Oh,
No.
next.
The Austin Pile Driver. Let's see here. The Shawn Michaels Undertaker situation like that.
You fucking Austin Pile drive this segment.
1999. Jesse the Body Ventura referees Mankind versus Austin versus Triple H. Is that really that important?
It's because Jesse Ventura was the ref.
Here's the McMahon thing with Blackman. We've got Goldberg kicks the glass of the Elimination Chamber to get the Triple H.
What did Vince McMahon do to Black Men?
Did I say Vince instead of Shane?
I think you did. Some-
I don't know, but
I fired him.
Booker don't want to hear that you said that.
Undertaker chokeslams JBL through the roof of his own limo in 2004.
Wait, wasn't that at SummerSlam when Vince fucking dropped the N-bomb on Booker?
Was it?
I don't think they put that on the list.
Yeah. This list that they have only goes up to this 2004 thing of Orton winning the world title.
Huh.
So, I guess either this is an old enough one, or they were just like, nothing important's happened in the past 10 years.
Man, Benoit versus Orton was such a weird fucking match. Like, the reaction was almost non-existent after he won, like, pinned Benoit. I was like, oh, he won? Always thought Orton wasn't ready in that spot, but they managed to salvage him.
So, Drew, you've been very mute during this conversation. Why is that?
Because he's only seen the last 5 SummerSlams.
I accidentally had my mic muted for a lot of that, and I just realized it.
You never realized that nobody was ever like calling back to anything you were saying or responding or anything?
No, I
Like,
thought
we didn't have that long gaps.
I thought we were doing the Drew's saying something. I'll speak over him.
No, we're doing the
Well,
Drew's not talking, so we're going to keep talking.
My bad. Can I throw something out there of one of the best?
Well, actually, I remembered something about SummerSlam 2012 that I wanted to tell you. Okay.
No, I don't know. I might have not remembered, but how about Hulk Hogan and some Shawn Michaels? You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome when we talked about it earlier.
Nothing.
This is why we don't let you talk, Drew.
Or why your mic doesn't, apparently.
Somewhere.
I like the part where Sean oversold.
You pulled a Wego for an entire segment.
Okay, that's officially a Drew now. He did it longer than me.
No, that's
Who cares?
still a Wego.
See, here's the thing. Even when I said it, that you always did it, you did it the next episode that we did anything with. And you try to defend yourself saying that you don't do it that often.
I never said that I don't. I never said I don't do it often.
Oh, you do.
Well, what would you say, Drew, is your favorite match at SummerSlam then?
I might have to go with the elimination.
I thought I was talking to a snake for a second.
I thought I was talking to sizzling bacon.
I might go with the first elimination chamber. That's just off the top of my head. If I really think about it, I could probably think of something else. But
Yeah, it was really good. Wait, didn't that happen at Survivor Series? Yeah, it did.
There was
Huh,
one
what's that?
at SummerSlam, though.
The first one happened at Survivor Series.
Oh no! Then no. That one that Goldberg lost. No, that wasn't a good one at all.
That was
No,
the
I'm
second
thinking-
one.
Yeah. I don't know. I've got everything mixed up in my head. So let's see. Fucking Cena had a good match. Let's go with that.
Just for the
You know,
record,
Lesnar-
when we do
Punk-
Survivor Series, 2002 was the best.
What was the main event for that
I will
one?
say,
The Elimination Chamber.
yeah, the first one. I will say, even though I hate the concept of it and how the match, how Brock Lesnar won, I did like me some Lesnar CM Punk from 2013.
You shit all over that match.
I shit all over the concept of Punk having a feasible chance of beating Brock Lesnar, and I hated how it took Paul Heyman's interference for Brock Lesnar to win the match.
CM Punk trains UFC.
What would you guys say is
Yeah.
the best Lesnar match at SummerSlam that we've had over the past couple of years? We had Cena, we had Triple H, we had Punk. We're going to get Taker again. Do you think that's going to be the best, or do you think one of the other ones is top of the
Are we
list?
going from his first? Are we just talking about second
Just the
round
past,
or?
since his return to WWE.
It's without a doubt his match against Cena. That match was just something to behold.
Who are we talking about? I missed it.
Brock
Lesnar.
Lesnar.
Yeah, easy.
Let's go, Cena!
Yeah, just
Fuck you.
that kid just screaming, "Let's go, Cena!"
It was just like
demolished.
so pitiful as you're watching John Cena get like taken to fucking hell. Like it was just you never see that really happen for John Cena. And you never will again, most likely.
like
So-
You know,
No doubt you will. Yeah.
it's a-
On Chris Jericho's podcast, Cena mentioned that like he won't turn heel because of that one fan in the audience, that one kid, and then at SummerSlam, that was that one kid that he was wrestling for.
That one
was
kid
just-
specifically.
There was just like this moment where Lesnar was motioning to touch gloves like in the UFC, laughing his ass off as Cena's crawling to his feet, and it's so brilliant. Like the amount of that had like an odd, weird storytelling in it, and I think it's a one-of-a-kind match.
It was an element of a surprise because we thought it'd be straight down the middle or something along those lines. But I think what really
Like-
helped the match was the element of surprise that no one expected that to happen.
That gave birth to post-diverticulitis Brock.
Well, SummerSlam's going to be coming up real soon, and with this retrospective, there's a lot of different things that have been great over the past couple of years. But where do you guys think that the next SummerSlam's going to hold on that list? Is there anything that stands out that's going to be a really important, pivotal thing, or anything that's going to be going down in history as amazing, or do you think it's going to be kind of blah?
Mm.
I'm trying to think.
It sounded
To be
sad.
honest with you,
This has
It
the
depends
potential
what-
to fucking suck, but
Yeah.
I've got a feeling that it's going to be above our expectations.
I think it'll surprise us, kind of like with what WrestleMania did this year, where we all thought that it was going to end up being bad because of a terrible build, but it turned out to be one of the best manias of all time.
I mean, when you
Really,
look at
I
the
just-
card on paper here, there's really no reason a single one of these matches should be bad.
Yeah, the only exception might be Taker and Lesnar, but that's mainly because we didn't get a good
No,
look
dude,
at
they're
the
gonna
personal squad.
book the hell out of that match. It's gonna be great.
And I expect some weird finish to that, which is going to set up
Mhm.
something else. Like something's going down in that match.
I'm not expecting a weird finish. I'm expecting a weird finish for the title match, and
See,
not the because I think both of those main events being like a screwed finish, it would be a little overkill.
See, I was
I-
expecting a weird finish for the Stephen Amell match.
Do you know who I'm behind more than anyone going into SummerSlam?
Sheamus.
Ryback. Like I really, really fucking enjoyed that segment on Raw. I'm like, yeah, fucking Ryback. Kill people.
Good Ryback.
Fucking
hell
up
no.
to the Ryback.
I'm becoming such a fucking mark for that guy. I can't wait for that trip.
I've been a mark for that guy for so long now. I will say when it comes to like that, where does it stand in history as when it comes to important moments? It really depends on what they do with the U.S. title afterwards, if they unify it or not with the WWE Championship, which I don't expect them to. But if they did a situation like that, then that's possible. But hey, you never know if Cena wins and then Sheamus cashes in, Cena's still the U.S. champ or some shit like that, then or vice versa with Seth Rollins. You never know what could happen.
Very true. So that should round us out here for this little retrospective. Tell us what your favorite memories and best matches and attractions and all that other kind of stuff that you can think of in the comments below. And we have one more thing that we need to do for episode 195. That's Fantasy League. So stay tuned, click on that next video, and we'll be running that down